And this is just the beginning of a long process whereby we'll be able to do what we need to do to connect the 300 million Africans who are our brothers and sisters. So today we are signing the terms sheet, the mandate letter and the commercial terms for Avant Hill Synergy, Vivida Power, Radio Power, Society Renewable Energy, and Virtutus Solaris. And that will amount to a total of $70 million. So the $70 million will enable this company to build and operate up to 300 mini-grid sites in unserved and underserved community in Nigeria and make up to 400,000 new electricity connections. So, Damilola, you can take from these 300 million already 400,000, which will be that one with this project. We thank you as the first cohort of partners for your role and for your support. In a few words, the DARES program is a revolving credit facility targeted at West and Central African countries. And I know that the participants to the roundtable in Nigeria are also ambitions in neighboring African countries to bring that experience. I would like also to say that to congratulate the authority in Nigeria, because from the regulatory standpoint, they have put in place a mechanism which allow these decentralized renewable energy entities to be interconnected. And this is something quite innovative that not only will be using in the continent, but we would like to export in other parts of the world in which we are working. So this supports a program which is developed in Nigeria. And in November last year, we approved $200 million for the platforms that we are building to connect African people. And Nigeria will be an important part of it. I just came back from a compact discussion, and I will not end without saying that for me, we should not see this meeting like one of many meetings happening in the continent or about the continent on energy. We want it to be the meeting, the Dar es Salaam meeting. And I hope that the declarations that will be signed by many head of states who are attending will reinforce the commitment that we are and the clarity of views and the clarity of vision that African leaders have in transforming their continent when it comes to electricity access. So let's listen carefully to what will be said. Let's listen to every single word of this declaration, because I would like tomorrow all of us to refer to the same sheet, song sheet, to make sure that we are singing the same voice and we are talking about the best way of connecting millions and millions of people in Africa. So I will stop here, and I say thank you for being part of the journey with us. Thank you for trusting us, and we are extremely proud to work with you. And once again, I would like to really thank my dear brother, Minister Honorable Wale. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Mokhtar. Before we go on, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Minister Adelabu, Honorable Minister of Power for Nigeria. Thank you, Minister, for joining us. And also, Mr. Abba Aliyu, Managing Director of the Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria. Thank you also for being here. Minister Edun. Minister Edun, I'm wondering if you'd like to say a few words after Mokhtar's remarks.
Thank you very much and good afternoon. Mr. Mokhtar Diop, the Managing Director of IFC, my brother, my colleague, Honorable Minister for Power, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, And of course, Damilola will be the special representative of the Secretary General in charge of sustainable energy for all. My sister, Mrs. Olu Behind, the special advisor on energy to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. All other protocols duly observed. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to have been invited to witness this all-important action, one of the first actions that we can point to after at this Africa Energy Summit, which will end in the Dar es Salaam Declaration. So it's the declaration already in action. We've already ticked off 400,000 people who have now are going to get access to electricity. And we all know how important that is. And I would just like to encourage us to keep on in this particular mode of actually doing rather than saying. And I pay tribute. I think I'll take this opportunity to pay tribute to the President of the World Bank, Mr. J. Banga, and the President of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adeshino. Because really, it is their vision, it is their drive, it is their determination that has brought us all, galvanized us all on this all-important journey to bring dignity, to bring development, to bring light and humanity to Africans who right now are literally in the dark. I think no matter what else they've achieved, and they have achieved a lot together as well as individually, this will be their abiding legacy. There will be Africans who in future date and mark their own transformation, their opportunity in life, and whatever they have become, to the fact that these two men set out on this bold, courageous, and innovative and imaginative mission. I doff my hats to them, I commend their effort, and I encourage all of us to play our own role, because it's never done by one person or a couple of people. It is all of us together forming an ecosystem, and above all, we have a policy, we have a strategy, we have plans, we have compacts, we have declaration. What matters at the end of the day is that we all, individually and collectively, show the determination to implement. No matter how good the policy, and sometimes maybe not so good a policy, if the determination is there to implement and achieve the objectives, it will get done. Let us get this Mission 300 done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. Minister Adelabu, if you'd like to say a few words.
This is working. Is it working? Okay. Thank you very much. Let me just say a few words. Let me say that I'm also delighted to be part of this event. And I want to recognize the Minister of Finance and Community Minister for the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu, the MD of IFC, and the SC Energy to Mr. President, Mrs. Olufi, to be safe, and everyone listening on this high table. Like they say, that the name of the game globally today is about partnership, it's about cooperation, it's about collaboration. No single entity can do it alone. We just emerged from a meeting on the presentation of the compact for Nigeria and the Mission 300. And we all saw the amount of fund that is required to take us to achieve our universal access target by year 2030. It's over $30 billion. Government alone cannot make this available. It requires the cooperation and the collaboration with the private sector, both locally and internationally. It's a combination of the public and the private funds, both equity and debt, that can take us to our destination. So I'd like to thank the management of IFC for what they have done, and I want to appeal to you not to relent. Like I said earlier, that for the reward for hard work is more work, and the power sector is Oliver Twist. We always ask for more. Please, we encourage you to do more. And lastly, I want to thank and congratulate the duo of the President of the World Bank, Mr. Ajibanga, and the President of AMDB, our own Dr. Akiwumi Adeshina, for the conception of this kind of program and for putting together this summit. Just readily, we're already witnessing the success of this summit. And one of the indicators of the success is actually the events that we are in today. So I want you to honor them with a round of applause for this. Now, we have said so much. We need to move into action. Because action is really what we need to change the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. Before we move to the signing, I would like to invite representatives of the companies that are on the ground doing the hard work of bringing light, as Minister Edun said. Chantel Abdul, CEO of V Solaris, if you would like to say a few words.
To the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Adun, our very estimable Minister of Power, Mr. Adelabu, and the essay to the President on Energy, Ms. Oluvi, following in my minister's footsteps. The very estimable, of course, I think I will come to the IFC afterwards, the MD of the REA, Mr. Abba Aliyu, who relentlessly made sure that we got to where we are today. And of course, Mr. Femi Akinyelure, who also heads the DARES program, which we are all, right, working together to make sure that we get electricity to those who are not on the grid and who need energy access. And of course, Mr. Diop, I must congratulate you, because like you said in your opening statement, I didn't think we would see this day so quickly. We had the meeting literally about a few months ago, and I must actually say that this is evident, and it is evidence that our development partners are absolutely committed to the M300 agenda. In line with what the Minister and the Minister of Finance stated, connecting 300 million Nigerians to electricity, or not just Nigerians, well, across Africa, and of course in Nigeria. This is a passion that V Solaris has. And I remember sitting with Diop right next to him and saying to him, we have dreamt of the day, literally, that we'll be able to connect everyone to the grid, whether it's off-grid, using, of course, renewable energy, or, of course, on the grid, which we also participate in. And I also emphasize the need for the bridge financing, which is what the IFC is helping to provide, so that those of us who are building on the ground right, would have the necessary capital, more importantly, the working capital, to be able to build or invest in the capital necessary. For these salaries, we're committed to building 500 grids in the next 3 years. In year one, we expect to do about 100 grids. We will be working in at least 10 to 15 states in the country. And I'm proud to announce to you that in the first year, we'll be connecting at least 200,000 more customers on the grid. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chantel. Let me now invite Madame Habiba Ali to say a few words before we move to the signing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Finance, Honorable Minister of Power, my Oga, the MD of REA, Mrs. Oluvi, Oga Femi Akinwumi, and every other dignitary here, all protocols observed. For me, as a woman-owned company who has actually suffered through the process for the last 15 years, this is a big deal for me. Unlike the Prividas and the Haven Hills, who have raised a lot of money in the past, we haven't had that privilege. And so the IFC is not just giving us money to do work, they are actually unlocking a big deal for a lot of people. Even in our struggling through with the barely little money we've had in the past, we've been able to power 10 communities with mini-grids. We have over 8 solar drying hubs across 3 states in Nigeria. And we've done a lot of work just trying to push electricity access and finding a balance between the nexus of agriculture, women, and energy. And our work is always about how do we ensure that women, especially in rural communities, have access to be able to use energy to grow themselves economically. I would say that we won't be here today without the work of, unfortunately, she left Damilola Ogumbi, who actually brought NEP to Nigeria for us for the first time, and the World Bank. She still heads the UN Secretary, she's a representative of the UN Secretary General now. And the NEP has been pivotal to ensuring that a lot of change has come into the Nigerian renewable energy sector. And it's just been ticking the boxes and making sure that, I was in this system when people didn't even believe in renewable energies, and we were just fighting through it. And now we have the Abba Aliyus actually supporting us and opening all the doors for us, and we're very grateful. Thank you very much for all that you do. The belief in the NEP ensured that USTDA funded us for a feasibility study across 100 communities in Nigeria with $998,000 in 2022. It is the result of this feasibility study that we presented to the IFC, and we've been able to get this first tranche of financing that we will actually start to build. And I'm so excited because I know that in a few months we'll start turning on the lights for over 100 communities in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I know I keep saying that we're going to move to the signing, but I'm going to ask one more person to just say a couple of words. Mr. Aliyu, if you wouldn't mind coming up to the stage, I'll let you have my mic. Mr. Abba Aliyu, MD of the REA in Nigeria.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I would like to start by thanking my Honorable Minister for the leadership. You provided us with the opportunity for us to work without fear to the level that we go everywhere to the state, engage with the state, engage with the National Economic Council without having any fear that there is going to be any backlash. Seriously, you create an enabling environment for REA to operate. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Secondly, to just give a little perspective, key signing ceremony, in as much as we will sign it just in 5 minutes, there was a very long negotiation. It was like a 1-year negotiation with IFC, to the level that we started joking about IFC, whether they will really bring the funds. But just last year, the MD of IFC, Mr. Diop, came and we had a round table at Fraser Suite, and you assured us that that money will be provided, and we are here. Thank you, MD, for this significant achievement. Then secondly, the Honorable Minister of Finance for always approving our borrowing plan, providing us with the funding requirement, will continue to come. Like my minister said, we are Oliver Twist. Even within Nigeria, we are Oliver Twist as well. We'll continue to come for that. And like you said, Honorable Minister of Finance, that actually is what is required. Honorable Minister, I want to tell you that as at this moment, we have 65 new mini grids ready to be commissioned under the DAS project. So already we are really moving ahead to make sure that we are moving and implementing action, as you said. The requirement for private sector requirement under the DAS is $1.1 billion based on the $750 million that we have. The Africa, the International Finance Corporation provided us with the $200 million. Even the local financing based on enabling environment are providing also its funding. First City Monument Bank in Nigeria provided us with $100 million, and we are in discussion with Standard Bank and Stanbic IBTC as well. We would definitely deliver on that target of 1.1 billion private sector funding for the DAS project and start looking forward. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, now we are really going to move to the signing. Joining us on this stage, in addition to our speakers, Mr. Olamide Niuefuye, CEO of the Africa Mini Grid Developers Association, and he's representing Haven Hill today. And we have Mr. Anthony Usipo, Managing Director of Provido Power. Thank you for being here. So I think we will move to signing the documents. Thank you. Stella?
We have a big journey for Africa.
Yes. So, everyone signed? We're all finished? Excellent, thank you very much. And Maktar, we know that you and the ministers have another engagement, so we'll let you go. Let's take a group photo first. And members of the media, if you have questions,